This is Loudspeaker.
This show features scenes that may not be appropriate for all audiences. A full list of content warnings is available in the show notes. Remember that nothing is what it seems when you're tuned into the weird. The man in front of you catching his breath is Henry Wilson, local resident of Carrion Hill, Alabama. For the past few minutes, he has been chased out of town and onto the premises of an old mining facility nearby. Aside from the music from the local bar, it's quiet out near the mines. Henry looks around, the thing following him seemingly having lost his trail. Suddenly, something lurches out from the shadows and with a large talon slits Henry's throat. He struggles to breathe as the monster lurches again.
Welcome, everybody, to The Weird, our new mixed TTRPG podcast / audio drama that focuses on comedy and horror. I am the director. I am the madman behind this project, Charles Joseph Kelly. And with me, I've got my co-hosts, and I'll let them introduce themselves. Nobody? Okay.
I just assumed you. No, I don't know. Based on the typical energy, I thought Scotty was going to take that, but sure. I'm Megan Danger. From podcasts, from various podcasts. Which ones? I don't know. Take your pick. If you listen to Welcome to Night Vale or My Brother and Me, I'm not on either of those, but you can pretend I am.
I'm your third co-host, Dean Winchester, but you can call me Scotty Moore. I also am from podcasts. You can hear me in 3 different episodes of My Brother and Me in the audience. This is the ranking. How many episodes of My Brother and Me have we been in the audience?
That's what our show is. That's all we talk about in this show, is how often we're in My Brother and Me.
You guys remember when we decided to re-record the intro of the episode because the last time we recorded it was too ridiculous and weird, and so we said, let's re-record the open so it's more succinct and calm so people can really get a feel for the show?
Jumping from that, nice segue, Scotty, to what this show is. So this is a new TTRPG based off of the Powered by the Apocalypse system, built by yours truly and my wonderful co-hosts.
We wrote a game, by which I mean Charles pretty much wrote the game, and I helped a little bit.
Yeah, and it was very much like inspired by Monster of the Week style, like things like that, and so you could say this game we've created is familiar, but not too familiar.
God damn it. Fuck off. Fuck off. God damn it.
We can't talk about him anymore. He's canceled, remember?
Yes. Yeah. Bean Dad has been canceled. Now we have to remember that this is going to air like at least months away from Bean Dad. Like, this is like way far past Bean Dad relevance at this point. So, okay. So the weird.
You could say we created a monster.
Yes.
His name is Bean Dad. In our first episode, we must hunt down the Bean Dad.
Yes, this first arc that we're telling is all about the Bean Dad, so just be aware of the plight of the Bean Dad.
So, X-Files had the smoking man. We have the Bean Dad.
Okay, so the weird, what sets it to be a bit different? I just want to talk about that a little bit. You can listen to the full aspect of this in our episode 0 on Patreon for free. You don't have to pay for anything, but if you do want to go to our Patreon, there's a whole bonus episode to this project, which is about like 4 hours of extra content right off the bat, and it's awesome. It involves Sasquatch and a small town in Virginia.
That does cost money, but the episode 0 is an explanation of our whole kind of rule set and gameplay, and that is for free, and that's at patreon.com/jointheweird.
Patreon.com/jointheweird, yes. Or you can go to our website, jointheweird.com.
And you also get to hear explanations for exactly who the hell me and Megan are portraying in this show.
Yes. So with this project, what separates it a little bit from like the Monsters of the Week and the other Powered by the Apocalypse games is kind of a few things. Number one being low magic, so there isn't really like a focus on the players having access to a lot of magical abilities. We do a group leveling system, which is pretty interesting. We'll talk about that more down the road. We have factions, so factions push the story forward. We also do an episodic format. And the other thing is that your goals here aren't to murder everything, like a lot of the Powered by the Apocalypse systems are. This is, okay.
We'll be the judge of that.
Death, yeah, once we actually play this episode, we'll figure out if you guys just like murder the Bean Dad or what have you. But in this game specifically, like the goals aren't to like murder Bean Dad. Your goal is to understand Bean Dad and try to solve the mystery instead of to murder the Bean Dad.
It's very mystery focused. And like you said, the big influences are things like X-Files, Twin Peaks, and in fact, it's very nostalgia based. It takes place in that most mysterious of decades, the 90s.
I do want to say that Scotty bought a shit ton of Beanie Babies. He's like, why don't we just give out some Beanie Babies? You know what people liked in the 90s? Fucking Beanie Babies, baby.
They did.
Yeah, this is very true.
It's not untrue. And I think one of the bigger things that makes this an interesting show is we're not 100% done with the game yet. You get to help with that.
Yes.
You specifically. Not you. You.
Not you, Bean Dad, but anyone else.
Fuck you, Bean Dad.
But yeah, so the members of our Patreon get to help us build out this game as we go and playtest with us. So you are helping us build this game as it goes along. But in the end, this here, what we are doing with this podcast is just us playing the game. The game stuff, we're going to be focusing more on the Patreon stuff. But are you guys ready to jump into it? To play,
yes.
To play this game?
We sure are.
Yes.
So let's change the mood from us being goofy boys to something that's a bit more serious. To change the mood just slightly, I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. Now, open your eyes. You're staring down a dark hallway, dimly lit by old light bulbs every 15 feet. Cables reach down into the darkness, pulling something towards you. Sound of grinding gears get closer and closer, louder and louder as the cables pull a metal box towards you. Slowly, but consistently, the box gets closer. Suddenly, with a jerk, the box stops 15 feet away from you. Two men walk into an empty elevator, and the doors close. The man on the left is Hal Bishop, a tall, thin CIA agent that prefers to keep to himself unless the mission calls for it. And in the elevator, he is doing just that. The man on the right is Rudy Navarro, the front desk receptionist for the Department of Transportation. He's a shorter, balding man with rounded glasses. He gets mistaken for George Costanza from Seinfeld, and if you looked at him, you'd completely agree. The only thing cutting through the awkward silence between these two is the awful elevator music that plays above them.
Is this your first day on the gig?
I just kind of stare at the elevator buttons. As like the I assume it illuminates what floor we're on. I just kind of stare at it.
Well, y'all are usually a bunch of silent types who go to that office. Except for Ash, but that's a whole other thing. You know, they like to talk a lot. They like to talk a lot. So we've got another like 30 floors here before we get to the top of the building. What about your where are you from? Where are you from?
How much longer do we have?
The elevator runs really slow. We got about like another 25 floors.
Tall building, I see. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty tall. I'm sorry. Am I talking too much? I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's okay. I just I wasn't expecting this today.
I mean, you've got classified clearance here, and basically my job here today, and I'm so sorry if I'm pissing you off, but my job here today is just to send you off to the Department of Weird and get you all squared away there and get you all squared away. So I apologize.
Apology accepted. Pull out my cell phone. I just start playing games on it. I'm playing Snake on my Nokia.
The elevator door opens to the top floor of the Department of Transportation, which even though you're only looking through the door, you can already tell it's busy as people rush by the door. Rudy exits the elevator and Hal follows. They walk down the hallway and they pass a conference room, a nice-sized area where a few agents are enjoying their lunch, and an office with the label Associate Director for Response and Recovery on a plaque against the wall. Rudy and Hal take a right down another hallway. As they head further down, less and less people pack the space. The end of the hallway gets dimmer as a few of the fluorescent tube lights have burned out. We head to the back of the hallway to a room with a plaque with the words Department of Weird written on it in Sharpie. You can hear somebody singing from the inside.
Jolene, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Oh, take it, Greenie. And Greenie is a massive, oversized, stuffed, little green UFO man who is leaned against a desk. And it kind of slumps over and falls to the ground. And Ash Delaney is sitting with their feet on their desk, and they go, "Oh, Greenie, voice of an angel, as always." And so Ash is at their desk with this massive, stuffed, little green UFO man. And in this office, where the lights are pretty much just as dim and flickery as the hallway, there is a huge bookcase in the middle that kind of dominates the space that is just overflowing with different books, most of them very old and just kind of dusty and all over the place. And in piles, all the ones that didn't fit in the bookcase all around it. There are 2 separate coffee machines. One is a lot older. One looks like the newest, like brand new model. Both are currently in use. There's also just like a coffee urn that's on like its own little...
Like a burner?
Yeah, like a burner that's sitting on...
Is it shaped like a human person urn? Because
No, not like an urn. What do you call like a
coffee, like the coffee pot.
Yeah, like a coffee pot. Urn is another word for like a pot, you weirdo.
I have never heard a coffee pot be called a coffee urn.
Clearly you don't drink enough coffee.
I prefer this universe where Delaney has an urn that they drink coffee out of.
It's a coffee pot. It's on like a freestanding burner that's been plugged in. The coffee pot has clearly been stolen from like a break room from another part of the building. And it's sitting on a burner that is resting on an empty desk that is opposite of Delaney's. And it's clearly been cleared off from whoever the former occupant is. There are 2 computers. There's one on the empty desk that's currently sitting blank. There's one on Delaney's desk. I mean, obviously they are like the newest models, but because this is 1990, they're, older computers. Delaney's has like free cell or whatever currently on it. There is a skull that is sitting on what looks like a filing cabinet that is also overflowing with just a mess of files that maybe is in some kind of order, but the order is not known to any person except probably Delaney. The skull is not a human skull. If you had to guess, it looks like something human adjacent, but the teeth are all wrong. And the final thing you notice dominating the space are huge posters of Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton and
yes.
Oh god, now I had it and I lost it.
Kenny
David
Rogers.
Byrne. No, David Byrne.
I was hoping Kenny Rogers.
Dolly Parton and David Byrne and the various talking heads.
Rudy kind of knocks on the door. He says, Agent Delaney, this
Rudy,
here...
is my takeout here? I've got some 20s on the other desk. You can tell them they can keep the change. And they better have both the crab rangoons I ordered this time.
No, Agent Delaney. This is your new your partner. This is
My what now?
Yeah, you didn't get the memo.
I've got a perfectly good partner right here, and they grab the stuffed alien. Greenie here is loyal and true and has just the most incredible singing voice you will ever hear in a dog's age. Now, where's my takeout, Rudy? I swear to God, if one of the bastards on the 15th floor stole it again, I will go down there and I will smash their skull against the ground if I have to.
Okay, things seem clear here. They already have a partner. I can bolt back to the CIA perfectly fine. I understand the mix-up. Seems their partner's already in there, so I'm gonna head out.
And then Rudy kind of like grabs Hal and pulls Hal into the room. Just there's a lot more strength with this small man than you expect. So he pulls, he kind of like whips you in. Agent Delaney, this is Agent Bishop, Hal Bishop. He is your new partner here at the Department of Transportation. He's going to be working cases with you. Yeah, so that's why he is here today to help you with your the problems that you run into where the cops get called on you for some of the stuff that you know that part where you say weird stuff on the road and people think that you're doing illegal things, you know that part?
It's not okay. That's happened like twice, maybe. Look, Rudy, I'll make a deal with you. You find my takeout, and I'll take Hal. How about that?
Please.
Rudy just salutes and walks out the room.
A deal's a deal. Wow,
Agent.
You're a big boy, aren't you, Hal? They're growing them big down at Langley now.
I do what I can. So this is the proverbial Department of Weird. It's just one office. I don't think that's a department. It seems like you're just a person.
I mean, efficiency. I'm all they need. I'm a department of one. I mean, also it's kind of a necessity, I suppose. My last partner kind of went to pieces, so to speak. That was Sarah Watterson. After we ran into a telekinetic down in Louisiana. She went a little bit.
I'm sorry. Could you
insane,
just?
And then.
Wait,
and then,
no.
Wait,
Go back to the beginning.
Davis.
Did you?
Davis went to pieces in a
Agent
little
Delaney.
bit more of an unfortunately
Agent Delaney.
literal,
And I just shake. Yeah. I shake.
Hey! Buy me dinner first, there, son.
What did you
What was
just
your
say?
name again, big boy?
Agent Hal Bishop, CIA. Nice to meet you. Did you say telekinetic?
Yes. That means moving things with their mind.
Yeah,
I know
no,
sometimes you boys from the CIA are a little bit slow. I know that those $5 words tend to trip you up every now and again.
No, I know what a telekinetic is. I also know it's a complete and total fiction. I've read about them before. What are you talking? Is this okay? Level with me. Is this some sort of scam you're running here? I mean, telekinetics are not real.
Oh, this is gonna be Sarah Watterson all over again, isn't it? Okay.
So, I assume this desk is mine over here, and I'll get to work. Just tell me what I need to do, and I'll do it. I walk over to the desk and attempt to steal the $20 that Delaney had left out.
Okay, give me back my money now. That was
No, hold up.
Oh.
We're gonna come back a little bit. This is, in fact, a TTRPG. So when you say shit like that, like you're going to steal, you have to roll for it. So I'm going to make you roll for the first roll of this game.
All right.
Welcome to the first roll of the game.
The first roll of the game is to steal money from my partner.
Little bastard.
So this is a con roll. It's the move steal. So
Oh damn! You got a +2 to that, you little monster.
so whenever you make an attempt to steal something without being seen, roll con, a 10+. You easily complete this with nobody noticing. 7 to 9, you're able to obtain the item, but the person that you're stealing from knows. And it now must be dealt with. Anything lower, it doesn't happen.
I rolled an 8 + 2, so it's 10.
You fucker!
First roll of the game, it's a success. That's good omens, baby. So yeah, I sit down and type away on the keyboard and just kind of slide a hand forward onto the stack of 20s, pull them back and pocket them.
I guess Delaney's back is turned. So, how recently did you graduate?
About 3 years ago. 3 years ago it was.
So what'd you do to end up here? In those 3 years?
Really wish I could tell you, but I just kind of showed up today, and they said you're going to be reporting to the Department of Weird, which... not exactly what I was expecting when arriving here, but yeah, I've been working with the CIA for about 3 years. Work's been getting slow for the past couple of months, so they told me to report here. I assumed to pick up my own Lambo, or perhaps a Ferrari, and instead I get told I'm reporting to you. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I don't know if this was a prank. Maybe this is a goof. that they're pulling on me. But yeah, that's why I'm here.
Well, could always use a fresh face, more chum in the water, so to speak. Another Sarah Watterson, another Davis McKinney, another Carly Toledo. Oof, man, we were scraping her off the sidewalk for like 3 days.
So you're saying I should be out of here in like 6 months? Seems like there's pretty quick turnaround here. I should be back at the CIA in no time.
Yeah, you'll be out of here. One way or another, more than likely, with your disposition.
Well, that's good to hear. Excellent. So what report? Do you need me to type up any reports, any paperwork? What have I got to do here?
No, we're going out into the field.
Oh.
You're gonna get your feet wet, Bishop.
Okay.
This is a very hands-on job, you'll find.
Okay, good. I'll be honest with you, paperwork was all they had me do back at the CIA, so I'm actually excited to go out on the field. What do you do exactly here?
All kinds of things. Mostly retrieval, investigation. A lot of research, a lot of very, very hands-on, a lot of talking to people. Would you consider yourself a people person, Hal?
Well, people think I'm a people person. I guess it's one of the skills I developed at the CIA. I'm very good with people, mostly because I'm not a fan of them. So that means I can actually lie, get information out of them, manipulate them, because that's one of my trained skill sets, I guess, that they trained me at the CIA. I'm good with people. I don't like them, though.
That was a much longer answer than I needed. You could have just said yes or no.
But it's more complicated. I guess yes.
All right, that's fantastic, because we're going to be doing a lot of that, and the people around here seem to think that I need a babysitter when it comes to people, and that's annoying, but you know what? It sounds like you're going to be good at that, so, if I'm going to be saddled with someone who may not take this job as seriously as I would like, they may as well do their intended purpose. But you know what? We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun here together. Hal, you and I, for as long as you may be in this position, we're gonna have a great time. So, let's get out of here. Let's get ready to go. I just got one question for you before we head out and see what you're gonna be driving here for the Department of Transportation.
Oh, so I do get a car. Okay, good. I was hoping for like a Lambo. I don't know what they've got available, but I'm sure like this seems like a very high-level organization, not just because it's high up in the building, but it seems like with such a high-level organization, we should have a decent vehicle, right?
Hal, you said you've worked for the government for 3 years. I really would think you would know better than that, but anyway, here's my question for you. Are you a fan of the Michael Crichton novel Jurassic Park?
Ash leads Hal outside of the office, and they walk down the hallway, and as they do, Rudy comes back in with the delivery driver and says, hey, Ash, and you're gone at this point, mind you. Ash, your delivery, your food's here. He looks around for the cash to pay for the food. He says, oh, damn it, not again. And he has to pull out his wallet and pay the guy the food. And he's like, here you go. Here's your money. Keep the change.
We're completely gone at this point, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Okay.
Your actions have consequences, and now you have pissed off.
Those were my actions.
You both find yourselves leaving the office. You head down the elevator into the garage where there's this big security desk where they kind of like a security building where they check out all the cars. You walk up to it, and the individual sitting inside, a Chris Hardy, she looks at you and says, hi folks, are
Are you here to pick up a vehicle?
That we are. Hi, Special Agent Hal Bishop. Nice to meet you. Yeah, we were here to pick up a vehicle for the Department of Weird. Yeah, I know it's a terrible name, but we're here to pick up our assigned vehicle. Thank you.
Wonderful. I'm gonna check in on that, and she clacks away on her keyboard a little bit. Just
The lady's just standing back, kind of just letting this play out because they know how it's gonna go. They're just kind of hands off on this one.
all right. So your car will be here in a couple minutes. Hey, Dave. Here's the keys for the car. Can you go pick it up? Thanks. And Dave, the assistant, goes to go pick up the vehicle, as you two are just standing there awkwardly with each other.
You're a legend, Dave. Thank you.
How's it going, Chris?
Good. It's Monday. You know how I feel about Mondays. You know how Garfield feels about Mondays. Did you see the one this week?
I don't read the newspapers. I mean, occasionally I'll check the obituaries to see if someone died in a particularly fascinating or obscure way, but otherwise, I don't find them particularly compelling.
Chris goes, uh-huh. And she looks at Hal. How are you enjoying your new job? With clenched teeth. After, this is the kind of shit that Chris deals with when talking with Ash always.
Well, I am certainly here for this job. And take of that what you will.
Sounds like the usual thing with the Department of Weird.
Yeah, they were actually telling me that they've gone through quite a few assistants throughout their day. I'm sorry, is that what I have to call myself? Am I an assistant, or can I at least call myself an agent? You know, the thing I was trained for?
No, yes. You're an assistant until I decide that you've earned the rank of partner. Yep, that's how it always goes. Yep, those are the rules. Mm-hmm. You figured it out.
I turn back to Chris. Are they lying right now?
Dave! Dave! And the car pulls up as and you can hear it. And I mean, you can hear just the engine just struggling as it pulls up. You hear the brakes just kind of squeal. The rest of the vehicles that are, pulled out of this space are just that just nice black sheen. This one has one single door that's a nice yellow color, as well as the rest of the vehicle is painted with primer.
Just ugliest orange.
Yes, it's disgusting. Tires are, you just hear the brakes just squeal. You hear everything else. It says Dave struggles to get the door open, and as he does, you hear the engine kick back once, and he's like, "All right, here's your car," and he tosses Hal the keys to the Ford Fiesta.
I assume Dave comes back in, throws me the keys, and I go, "Thank you very much." And then I turn around. Is it behind the Ford Fiesta? I'm sorry. Is it parked perhaps a little bit farther away? I don't see my car.
For the and Chris kind of interrupts you. For the less important jobs here at Department of Transportation, including the Department of Weird, we offer still cars, but unfortunately we cannot offer.
That's generous. That is generous, calling that a car. That is a fire waiting to happen.
Dave, it's time for lunch, right? And Chris kind of stands up, and Chris and Dave head out of the room, puts a sign in the door, says we'll be back in 30, and walks off towards their lunchroom.
4 years of special training. For a Ford Fiesta. Are there any cliffs nearby I can drive this off of?
The nearest one is probably at least an hour and a half away, but we'll see if we can find any on the way to Alabama.
Where?
Alabama. That's where we're going.
Okay, let's go.
You thought we were getting a Lamborghini. It is adorable.
Hey everybody, Charles here, jumping into the middle of this episode to go over some housekeeping. I'm going to try to keep these as short and sweet and to the point as humanly possible, just to get you back into the show as quickly as possible. So, but we do have some housekeeping, and we will go over that here right now. So, number one, Episode 0 is now officially live on our Patreon, and you can go to that by going to patreon.com/jointheweird. That is also in the show notes of this episode, and that is absolutely free. You don't have to pay for our Patreon to do so, to listen to that, but that explains the game that we're playing, which is something that we are personally building out. It's a brand new game using the Powered by the Apocalypse system. It's a really, really solid little game that we're building out here. And I think that you would like to, if you're into TTRPGs, which hopefully you are listening to this podcast, check it out. Besides from that, we've got some extra bonus content on our Patreon as well. So we have an ad-free experience. So if you don't want to listen to me in the middle of this episode talk about the things that you would get in Patreon, you can just jump right into the next section of the show, which is really nice. It features a bonus episode that we recorded. This bonus episode is about 4 hours of content and features a full storyline based around corgis and Sasquatches. Highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It's good. It's real good. I don't want to spoil it, but it's real good. Real spooky too. So you'll have access to the game that we're playing. I already mentioned that. Behind the scenes content, as well as a bunch of other super secret stuff. So stuff that I don't necessarily want to spoil, but you'll have access to all of that on our Patreon. And you can go to that at, the website is www.patreon.com/jointheweird. Thank you to everybody who's already subscribed to our Patreon without having really released an episode. I've been trying to release the episodes on Patreon a little bit early, because they have been giving us money, and I really appreciate that, and I didn't want it just to sit around without putting anything up. So so thank you for supporting us. If you can support us on Patreon, awesome. If you can't and you still want to support us, consider sharing the show with friends and family, people who would be interested in the show. That is the best way to spread the word of a show, is word of mouth. So if you can, send it to some friends. Thank you so much to our network, Loudspeaker. Loudspeaker is a hybrid radio station / podcasting network dedicated to supporting underserved voices in minority communities, just like ourselves, 3 non-binary creators. Loudspeaker supports us as well as many other members of underserved communities. So highly recommend checking out some of the other shows on Loudspeaker. And you can go check out a lot of the stuff. And there's a 24-hour music station, and it's a lot of really cool stuff at loudspeaker.fm, and that's loudspeaker.fm. That's also in the show notes as well. So also, this show is bi-weekly, right? So you can, on the opposite weeks, we are going to be releasing a show on Loudspeaker called The Vibe, which is an in-universe radio show hosted by a character we created called Cheyenne Madej, who is played by Nancy Dreckman, a wonderful actress. We love her to death, and you can go listen to that on Loudspeaker and possibly the Patreon. We're trying to make sure that that's all kosher there. Besides from that, what else do we have on this list of things that I need to go over? I think that's it. Keeping it short and sweet. So thank you so much for for supporting the show, listening to the show already. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. And we'll get right back into the show as after a brief word from our sponsors.
Flera gånger om jag kunde bjuda dig ut.
All right.
I'm David Lynch, here to tell you about Squarespace.
So the Ford Fiesta drives off, and you are now on your way to Alabama, which from Washington, D.C., the home of the Department of Transportation, is a significant drive. I am kind of worried a little bit about the Ford Fiesta not making it all the way. However, we did do a whole rolling in our test episode, which you can listen to on Patreon, but you can listen to our test episode where they do break down. This time, they make it to Alabama. So as they have driven together, I'm guessing basically in silence, from DC to Alabama, which I'm going to real quick.
Hal is chain smoking the whole way there. Hal is done.
Ash doesn't do anything in silence.
It is a 12-hour drive. So 2 full days of driving. Or do you guys do it in just one go?
I think Hal wants to do this in one go. I think Hal wants this to be over ASAP.
I think we have left Atlanta, right? So you have driven outside of Atlanta, got gas in Atlanta, and you've driven down through Georgia and into Alabama at this point. And
So we've passed my home. We passed through my home on the way over.
Mm-hmm. So with that too, I think that Ash tries to have a conversation at this point with Hal.
So I'm not seeing a lot of government official buildings here. Where exactly are we going for this?
We're going to a little place called Carrion Hill. It's about a half hour outside of Birmingham. According to the dossier notes, okay, hang on. Here's the map we've been using. That's yesterday's newspaper. This is part of a play that I've been working on. It's about this thing called the Loveland Frog. It's gonna be a musical.
Focus up, please. What's the mission?
This is supposed to be a fun drive, remember? Anyway, from what I was told in the dossier, a jogger was murdered, and local law enforcement thinks that it was some kind of big bird, like a vulture or an eagle, which is really silly if you think about it. Like, yeah, a vulture swooped down and just murdered a jogger. Kind of gives you a giggle if you think about it, but there were tracks around that were way too big to be a bird, like actual tracks on the ground, like something was on foot, which is pretty weird, right? And there's also another thing to keep in mind about this area is lots of dino bones around.
Oh, okay. This seems like it's an animal control issue. This doesn't exactly seem like it's our... Well, I don't know exactly what our territory is. Is that what we do, is hunt animals? I don't understand.
Our territory is anything outside the norm, Hal.
Okay.
And we really don't hunt. Well, I mean, I guess we hunt if it starts doing like a hunting thing. We research. We take a look around. We talk to some people. We examine things. A lot of times there's nothing there. Or it's some kids with some really big footprint toys and a camera and some strobe lights. and they knock you over, and they kick you in the ribs a lot. But sometimes it's a really big monster with wings and claws and telekinetic abilities, and they throw you against a wall, and they knock you out, and they kick you in the ribs a lot. But if you can capture it, then you bring it back to the facility, and you can put it in like a big holding area, and you can ask it a lot of questions, and sometimes you can play bridge with it, and it's a very good bridge partner, and its name is Steve.
So this is all bullshit. Good, thank you. And I continue driving.
Did they brief you on anything, Hal, or did they just send you to my office?
The first I heard about the department was the instant I walked through and heard you attempting to sing Jolene. Who sings that, by the way?
Are you serious?
Yeah, who sings Jolene?
Dolly Parton. How?
Well, how about we keep it that way in the future? Anyways,
This is Charles slow clapping to build to a ravenous applause for that joke. Congratulations, that was
so
beautiful.
Delaney kind of sinks into their chair a little bit.
so Carrion Hill. That's it?
Carrion Hill. Yep, just follow the line on the map.
I'm on it.
All right. So you both make your way like through Alabama, and at this point, you guys, it's silent the rest of the way until you get into the town of Carrion Hill, because that one bit was just too much for you.
That was so fun.
But as soon as you pull into the town, it's very, very small town. It's got like a population of like 2,000 people altogether. You drive in, and basically it's about like maybe 3 different neighborhoods, two on the right, one on the left, with like maybe about 10 streets each for each neighborhood. But the biggest thing that you notice is that there are more churches in this town than restaurants. There are about 10 different churches as you drive through here. But
this is Alabama.
There is in fact 2 restaurants and 1 gas station in this town. 10 churches, 2 restaurants, 1 gas station. So you drive into town, and one other piece of information that you weren't given in the dossier, but you do have, is that you do have an archaeologist, a paleontologist. I apologize for all of you fucking nerds out there. A paleontologist who is your kind of contact in this town, Oscar Cooper. And Oscar Cooper is the individual who has kind of contacted you all about the events here, or is your contact person, because they are also intrigued by everything that's going on here with the dinosaurs, and also believes that there are, in fact, dinosaurs here.
So we're going to meet Agent Cooper.
Dr. Cooper.
Dr. Cooper.
That's a great Oscar Cooper. That's a great name.
Anyways, so we go meet Agent Cooper.
Dr. Cooper. So you have a cell phone, so you have contacted this Dr. Cooper beforehand.
Wow. I don't have a cell phone. Hal has a cell phone.
I just hand it.
We have. I was gonna say, should we say what's in our inventory, our personal inventories?
I think let's now that we've done a lot of like character stuff, I think we should talk about like what you guys have and everything there, and we can talk about different moves as they pop up.
Yeah. So we had starting items that we could choose from. Technically, we both could have had phones, but I thought we both thought it would be funnier if only one of us had a phone and we had to work around that. I have an EMF reader and a digital camera and a med kit because both of us are bad at fighting, so that seemed like a smart thing to do. What do you have, Hal?
I have a gun with 1 bullet saved for a special... No, I've got a silenced pistol, a cell phone, and a Ford fucking Fiesta, I guess.
Hal, you wouldn't happen to have a cell phone on you, would you?
Yeah, I have my cell phone. It's mine.
I need to call our contact here real quick. Can I just borrow that real fast?
Well, I can pull over if you'd like, and you can go use a payphone.
If you have a phone, really quickly, I don't carry a phone on me because you can be tracked through that. If I could just use your phone real fast. As my assistant, if I could just come on, phone please. 2 seconds.
Fine. Clean it afterwards.
Thank you. I was gonna say Delaney was gonna say thank you, but they cut themselves off as soon as you said that. And Delaney calls Dr. Cooper. I don't know if you think that's a conversation worth having or if we just cut to.
In this situation, I don't think it's like, hey, it's me, Dr. Cooper. I want you to go over to this restaurant. No, so Dr. Cooper has held up himself as of right now inside of a restaurant. One of the 2 restaurants in town. One that has a name, but the other one that is just called the Pizza Bar. They serve pizza, and it's also a bar. So, and he's kind of hold himself up there in one of the booths inside the pizza bar, and he tells you this, and he directs you into town to meet there. So I think you both make your way into town. You drive past the 10 churches. 9. There's one on the outskirts of town. You don't see that 10th one.
Important distinction.
Right, exactly. But you do make your way to the pizza bar, which is across the street from the gas station. So, and there's a bunch of children playing in the road when you get there, which seems weird, but as you pull out, you can see that your car is the only one who has passed through in probably an hour. So it does seem perfectly fine for these children to be playing in the middle of the road. So I think at this point, what do you guys have a conversation beforehand? Do you walk into the building? What happens here?
I think we just go in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you can see like the checkered floor, inside of the building. It's really, really dark, very moody lighting. There is just over to the right is where you order.
It's a sexy pizza bar.
There's powerful.
Yes.
There's powerful bisexual lighting over Dr. Cooper.
Yes. In fact, I was just thinking of like my memories of going to Pizza Hut as a child and how like innately sexual Pizza Hut used to be in the 90s.
The inherent eroticism of 90s Pizza Hut.
Yeah. So that's kind of like what I was picturing there. But you see the over to the right is where you order like the pizza, where they cook all the pizzas. Over to the left is where they have the bar. And talking about the innate sexuality of this building, the bartender is just like getting into a glass as he wipes it down, just like getting in there, just like full on, just fisting this cup as he cleans it. And it's just you don't feel good about it.
I hate this.
So, and off to, like, as you turn towards the bar, off to the left, there's booths, and most of them there are empty. There's, like, an old couple seated closer to the bar in one of the booths, but one that's a little bit closer to you is, like, filled with, like, stacks of paper, and there's, like, a map laying on it, and you can see a tall, blonde gentleman who is just sitting at the table, kind of reading through his papers, disorganized, and he points at you. You guys have never seen each other before, but he's just like, "Oh, Agent Delaney."
This is great for an audio medium.
Yeah, everybody can see.
Charles is pointing.
Charles is squinting.
I did explain. He's just like looking. He looks at you, and he's pointing, like trying to think about if it's you. Just that awkward moment if you've never met somebody before, being like, "Oh, is this the right person? Agent Delaney, is that you?"
Yes, Dr. Cooper.
Yeah, come on, sit down, both of you. Come on over here. Come on, sit down.
Yes.
Come on, sit down. And he says it a little bit too too much. He says, like, come on and sit down. Even like when you sit down, he's still kind of like, sit down.
Hello, Dr. Cooper. This is my new assistant partner, Agent Bishop.
Agent Bishop, nice to meet you. And he reaches out like a hand to shake.
Yes, I'm certainly meeting you, and you may perceive it as nice. Yes, thank you.
So, welcome to Carrion Hill. I'm really excited about this. Dinosaurs, am I right?
I know it could potentially be extremely interesting and very exciting. Have there been any new developments since last we spoke?
I mean, here's the problem that I'm running into. Maybe y'all can help me out with this one, but they don't really like people of authority here. So when I mentioned who I was, they immediately kind of turned me away, and they weren't really willing to talk to me. So I'm hoping that you all can figure out something to do there.
So deep cover it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, I mean.
So wait, the thing we went to school for years, I assume you as well, to give us authority in these situations, they're just not down with that, or what is it?
Hal, nobody trusts the government. I don't even trust the government.
Fair. So who do we need to contact?
I mean, honestly, getting any kind of information about the people here, you can ask the sexy bartender over there. You can ask the pizza guy, whoever you want to talk to. I think we could probably just start from there. But nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to talk to me.
Are any of these policemen here at this bar right now? Seems like a small town, so I assume that this would be one of their haunts.
Actually, I do want you to roll for this.
It's weird. They won't
right.
even. You're just like, you're just you're paleontologist. You're not even like Johnny Law.
Right. So, actually, yeah, I'm gonna have Hal roll for this one. Ash,
okay.
What I'll have you do is find something else to roll for.
Yeah,
and then
because I'm probably gonna go maybe look, like if you're gonna talk to people, maybe I'm gonna go look at or I'm gonna ask where the thing was or something. Or I don't know if we don't want to split up.
Yeah. Well, I rolled a 7 + 1 for my pry, which of course is our investigative skill, and so that's an 8.
So you get to answer one of the questions. Where would I find blank? How secure is blank? Who or what is related to blank? Who owned or employed blank? Who or what is blank most valuable to? And what is the relationship between blank and blank?
Where would I find the people with information?
Where is Hal from?
Chicago.
From your experience at the CIA, I think the biggest thing that you know is in smaller towns there's a few people in charge. Number one, people who work at the church are usually the people who are in charge of the town. There are 10 different churches to choose from, so with that, I'm sure you could probably get more information from somebody at one of those churches. There is kind of like a small like mayor building that's in town that you can go to for information. Or honestly, talking to the bartender because he sees everybody in town may also be a good choice. And that's kind of the information that you have there.
Agent Delaney? What's our policies on drinking on the job?
We don't, I mean, probably whatever the government is. My personal policy is that I don't have a policy about things. It's whatever gets us closer to what we're trying to do.
Excellent.
You gonna go be a naughty, drinky boy there, Hal?
I am. Now, I have a question for Charles. Given that this is a pizza place, normal drinks, I assume, are out for you to, get yourself. In other words, there is a massive, sweet tea jug that you can pour your beverage from and stuff like that.
Right. You can see that. However, it's very important to understand, the bar side of things.
Normally, when you go to a bar, you see a bunch of different like varieties of alcohol. With this bar specifically, and being in such a small town, you see like one bottle of vodka, one bottle of whiskey, one bottle of gin. That's it. Maybe like some mixers and like a fridge next to it, but it's not very well stocked. So there is like
that's all I need. That's all I need.
Yeah.
I go up to the bar. Hi, pardon me. Can I get a drink?
Yeah, of course. And he's still just like cleaning that glass, just like, what can I get for you?
You are wrist deep in that glass, huh?
Yeah.
Could I get a double of your strongest whiskey?
Yeah, we've got Jack. That's about it. That's pretty strong. Does that work?
All right. That is more than what I need.
Sounds good. So he pours you a double. You want anything mixed with it? Do you want anything just on ice? Anything?
Oh no. I'm Irish by trade, so obviously just a full glass if you don't mind.
All right. Well, how here you go and enjoy.
Thank you. We're celebrating tonight. We're actually we're celebrating a big promotion at work.
Oh, congrats. Where do you folks work?
We work at an office out in Birmingham, one of the marketing offices. Yeah, we are more than excited. This gives us so much more stuff to do out there.
Nice. Congrats. What brings you out to Carrion Hill here?
Well, we heard so much about the pizza bar. We love this concept because, like, what's everyone's two favorite things? Pizza and bar. And you guys, I mean, you mixed it together. This is amazing.
Oh, thank you. You know, the owners came up with the idea because they agree with you 100%. You know, pizza and alcohol mix really well. Why not have the two things that people want? So that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm actually going to, I'll be right back. I'm going to go back to the celebration, but me and you, we're going to have a chat later.
Sounds good. I'll be here. I'm here all night.
And as I make my way back to the table, I stop by the sweet tea, pour out the whiskey, and then fill it back up with sweet tea. And then I just take it like a shot.
The bartender looks at you and just gives you another thumbs up.
Well, no, I don't want him to see what I'm doing. Or does he just see me take the shot of whatever it is?
Yeah, he sees you take the shot of the iced tea. He doesn't see you pour it out. And while this is happening, what is Agent Delaney doing?
Delaney's gone.
Delaney just leaves?
Yep.
Where has Delaney gone?
What have you done to me?
Bye. Delaney is going to the site to investigate.
Okay.
I would like to roll for where'd it go?
How do you get there? I need to know. Did you try stealing the keys to the Fiesta?
You keep saying how small this place is. I'm gonna just walk
you
there.
could walk there.
Yeah.
You could walk there.
Yeah, I'm just walking there. And I want to explore the site, and I want to use where is this? I want to research because I want to use my already inherent knowledge. I can't think of the word now.
Like learned knowledge?
Yeah, that I already got to see what I can glean before I actually have to talk to another human being or, well, I'm gonna let Bishop, maybe get us into like maybe look at the body or something like that, but.
Right. So are you, okay.
I'm not wasting time talking to other humans or with whatever subterfuge. I'm gonna let Bishop go with his intricate dance here.
Right. So, so we cut to Agent Delaney, who is walking towards the site of where this happened. Now, where this actually happened is right outside of town. Carrion Hill is known to be kind of like a mining town, which is where they found a lot of the bones, right? So they did a lot of digging back in the day, like a ways back. You know what? No, I'm not going to tell you this information. Fuck you. You have to find it out in the moment. You have to ask for this. I'm not going to give it to you, motherfuckers. You don't have evidence yet. So research is not the option here. You can investigate or you can assess. But because you don't have a piece of evidence yet, the research is specifically for that when you're doing research on a particular piece of evidence.
Okay.
So you don't have that yet.
Okay.
So I think
I'm learning.
You're learning. What do you want to do? I think is the question. You're heading towards the crime scene.
Yeah. I will go to a crime scene and I want to learn what I can from it. See if there's anything, see what I can see that's out of the ordinary, and if I can find evidence that I can apply my learned knowledge to.
Right. So the crime happened, and this is information that you did get before, on an older mining site. It's still fenced off, this mining site. However, people can access it very easily. Like there's an open fence, totally fine. And it's just like right south of town, and up a hill is basically all you need to do.
Right. And also I do have my camera, so I can take pictures of everything.
Yes. Cool. Yeah. So I think, what do you want to?
I guess I'm.
Do you want to roll assess or do you want to roll investigate? I think both.
Let me look at the potential questions if I roll good and see which ones will be more useful for me.
Charles, can I have a flask?
Just for like character-based stuff, or are you going to use it in the game?
I'm going to use it. My plan is fill the flask with sweet tea every time I get whiskey, abscond with whiskey somehow, refill with sweet tea, and keep chugging this quote-unquote liquor. So now I no longer seem like a government agent. I seem like a drunken bar patron, which should endear me a bit more to the bartender.
I like this. I'm going to give you, as like a role-playing item, I'm going to give you that flask. I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
In this moment, you can have a flask. But that also means that Agent Delaney gets to have a role-playing item, like a laser barrage cannon or whatever the fuck that you're going to decide.
I thought we were supposed to be mean in this game. You're a big softy.
I'm a big old softy.
You are.
This is also
I would be being
episode 1.
such a dick right now.
Oh, if I didn't get that flask, I was gonna figure something out. Just like have a
that's
cup.
the thing. I want to see what you would figure out. Okay.
Styrofoam cup filled with sweet tea held between my legs.
See, research. The rules I would get with research make way more sense here, but I guess I have to find the evidence first.
Right.
Assess doesn't make the most sense, so I guess investigate. Assess is more just like, oh no, something. Am I entering a dangerous situation? And is something going to kill me? So, investigate makes more sense. So I guess I'm a roll to investigate.
Yeah, investigate makes more sense for investigating something, I think.
You know what? Go drink your sweet tea.
This is the strongest shit ever.
All right. I have rolled a 5 plus 1 is a 6.
All right.
Oops.
That is a complete failure. So that means that I get to take a hard move against you.
This sure is a crime scene.
Yes. No. So you make your way. Ash makes their way into the mining field, and as you were given this information by Dr. Cooper, you were just making your way inside. Basically, about 20 feet in, like right off the bat. So you start to see light billowing over the side as you hear this low hum. And I don't know, you probably think it's like fucking aliens or some shit, but as soon as you get
idiot. Like Jesus.
But it's that like the X-Files where you think something's gonna happen, something mysterious, but then it's just two cars just like blast over the side of the hill and kind of surround you as a few security guards for this establishment kind of draw their get out of the vehicle really quick, draw their weapons on you and say,
"Get down on the floor, please. Please get down on the floor."
And as soon as this happens, we cut back to we cut back to Agent Bishop inside of the bar. Have you realized that Delaney is gone at this point?
No, because I think now that I have the flask, I'm going to kind of retcon a little bit and say I don't return with the whiskey glass. I say I just go to the bar, get the whiskey, dump it, replace it with sweet tea right there. Okay. So no, instead what you cut back to is, look, man, I'll tell you, people think that I'm just a big town guy coming from Birmingham is like a marketing whatever, but like, I don't know, I like this small town vibe. I like where, I mean, you guys know what's right here in Carrion Hill. You got all that's important in life: pizza, bar, and Jesus. And that's all this town has. It's so quiet. This big town life is crazy. Like, it's quiet here. Like, I bet nothing bad ever happens here.
I mean, somebody just was murdered the other day, so like things happen. Yeah, a big old bird came down and like killed somebody apparently.
Wait, hold on. I don't mean to laugh because a person is dead, but a bird?
Yeah.
Like, how big? It doesn't seem like we don't get big birds around here.
Yeah. So, word around the campfire is one of the church goers. I forget his name. It was pulling up fantasy name generator. It was Henry Wilson. Henry Wilson, kind of a name here in town. Was going for a nice little walk there and found his way into the old mines that they're not really doing anything with nowadays, and ended up just ended up getting attacked by a giant bird, like an eagle or some vulture or some shit.
Oh yeah, if you ask me, that doesn't sound like murder. Because murder has intent, and birds don't have intent, man. I think this is an animal control issue. That's what I've been telling my partner this whole time. I mean...
Well, talk about your partner. Where are they?
What?
You say that sober.
Yeah. I turn around and look at the booth that is now empty. Parmesan cheese littered all over it. If you'll excuse me, I gotta go. Then I get up and leave.
And then we cut to just a scene of just like a few more cars coming over, security vehicles coming over the hedge here as Agent Delaney is just being surrounded by security guards in this establishment.
Hello there. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
The Weird is created, produced, and written by Charles Joseph Kelly. This chapter's introduction was written by Megan Danger. Ash Delaney is played by Megan Danger. Hal Bishop is played by Scotty Moore. Cheyenne Madej is played by Nancy Dreckman. The narrator is played by Lee Shackelford. Everyone else is played by Charles Kelly. Thanks for joining The Weird, y'all.
This has been a production of Loudspeaker Networks. For more on this and other programs, visit loudspeaker.fm.